We are still dealing with the impact from last weekend's gun violence here in the city of Chicago. We had 60 people shot. We had 6 people die. The superintendent seemingly kind of throwing his hands up in the air, calling the surging numbers the result of gang activity.
Well, in an effort to get to the root cause of the gun violence, Representative Robin Kelly is now reaching out to Chicagoans. The hope here is that their experiences might offer some insights. Congresswoman Kelly, kind enough to join us this morning live. Good morning, Congresswoman.
Good morning. How are you?
Always nice to see you. Let's get right into this. You're asking your constituents to speak out about what they have seen. So tell our viewers, what might those stories do to help the surge of violence we are seeing with guns play out here in Chicago?
Well, sometimes it's not the statistics, even though those are very, very important, but sometimes stories are what changes hearts. And I sent out a survey in my 2nd congressional district, which isn't just Chicago, but in the first 2 days, we've gotten 2,500 responses, which we didn't even think we would get that many. And more than 600 of the respondents submitted personal stories, heartbreaking stories about family members lost. Some have lost multiple family members, friends and coworkers, grandparents, telling us that their grandchildren are too afraid to go outside. They think someone will shoot them. Just stories like that.
Yeah, and that is traumatizing to a lot of the children and adults. You know, I mean, you think about the PTSD that a lot of them suffer from, and if you're in their neighborhoods, you understand why the gunfire on a constant basis is terrifying. Now, back in March, you introduced the Prevent Gun Trafficking Act. Tell us a little bit about that, and if it's passed, what would it do?
Well, you know, we're really pushing background checks and closing the Charleston loophole, giving more time to decide if someone should have a gun or not. But in our area, we need that, but we also need legislation around store purchasing and trafficking. And store purchasing is when someone buys a gun for someone that can't buy the gun for him or herself. And so this would, one of the main issues, like I said, is access to weapons. And we would have, it would be criminal to do that. It would be a federal crime. We have, in some states they have it, but we need things to be federal from state to state because of the trafficking that happens from state to state.
Well, to part of your point, I'm sure you saw this week parents of students murdered in the Parkland, Florida shooting. They were at graduation. They walked on the stage. They accepted honorary diplomas on behalf of their dead kids. That shooter, Nicholas Cruz, known to have mental health issues, killing animals. He'd been seen by several professionals, and yet he legally bought a gun. And 3 years later, we haven't seen Congress do anything on stricter background checks. I know you're trying to fight the good fight, Congresswoman, but I got to ask, what's the point if you know you're racing towards a roadblock in the Senate?
Well, we're hoping the Senate is a little bit different now, and we're hoping against hope, but also we need the people in those states to speak up. I know where my senators are, and the people whose senators don't want to vote for these things, they need to put the pressure on. They need to remember when they vote, you know, who cares about these issues that they care about. So, I mean, we need help from the public also.
All right, Congressman Kelly, I want to thank you very much for your time this morning talking about
Thank
the
you.
violence that the folks here in Chicago, your constituents, are facing and what you're doing about it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you.